Yeah, I guess the Souls-ish, if that's the ongoing term of to describe games like this, is kind of what the selling point is for at least for you, Steve. I guess Bobby, is it a little bit for you as well?
Yeah, it's the mechanics. Like it's just
Yeah.
that uh mechanic, that learning curve where you lose and you're like, how do I beat this guy? And you just learn their moves and timings and pairing. Like that stuff is like what I mean. It's just that it's like a high. You get high off like overcoming the obstacles in front of you when you're playing because like
I
it's
feel
just
like
like a
yeah,
delusion.
yeah, just put it in my veins.
Yeah, it is.
Put it right in the.
I never even thought of this until this moment, actually, Bobby. The way that you just describe that, which it has been described in similar ways before. It's not like a completely out there way of talking about those sort of Souls like type of mechanics and stuff, and sort of knowing patterns of bosses and stuff. There's even that in like Diablo 4. Like there's a lot that's in
What
a
we're
lot
doing
of
as kids.
games.
That's what we've always done as kids, right? We have to. I
Yeah,
remember doing that as a kid, like just memorizing patterns and movements, and like this is just what happens now in 2023.
I
The
guess
game
like
just
yeah, my version of that is the Prince of Persia game, Celeste,
yeah.
Ori and the Blind Forest series. Like
Sure.
it's you're not.
Yeah.
I mean, there are battles, there are sort of boss fights that have but that's not really the core of the game. So you're not. What I like is being able to find the patterns of how I have to jump and traverse rather than the patterns of the enemy that's attacking me for like 15 minutes or whatever. So it's
Right.
sort of a similar thing. And then when I complete it, I'm on the platform, I'm on the top of the hill, or I'm on the safe spot at the end of that like large sequence, and I'm like, oh, that feels good. That was awesome, even if it took me 50 times to complete. So it's in a very similar way, and somehow that works
Yeah.
for me more than the Elden Ring, Souls, and this
Yeah.
Life of P. Am I saying, is that what yeah?
Lies.
Lies of P.
Lies of P.
Yeah.
Somehow that version of it works better for my gameplay style or my feeling of it or whatever. So, anyways,
Two sides of the same coin.
I think that
sure,
Thing.
it's
yeah,
totally, yeah, that's totally valid.
yeah. I don't know.
I think that a lot of people do think of difficult games like the way that you do, Dave, where they're looking at patterns in terms of like the level and the cadence of how to get through that. A lot of people, I think, do overlook Soulsborne games as you're trying to figure out a pattern of a certain enemy or a certain boss, and they just think of it as it's just brutally hard. But once you do understand like the pattern of a boss, it just becomes like almost like a dance to a certain extent, where it's like, okay, now I
Exactly.
gotta dodge this, dodge that, and like that's exactly like how my brain processes, similar to yours, to levels and stuff like that. Like same with Cuphead. I mean, Cuphead was
Yeah.
just understanding how a boss reacts to my attacks, and then just counteracting that, and that's
Yep.
that's what I love about those kinds of games. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think it's totally valid, both sides of it. Like Bobby said, two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, it kind of is. Anyways, I just had like a little bit of an epiphany, guys. I just thought I would share it with you. That's all. Just